Welcome to Black Sheep. This is where we embrace being different, where we celebrate walking your own path, and where we find power in standing apart from the crowd. I am your host, Queen Dè. If you know me from Queen's Court conversations, you already know I don't hold back. And if you're new here, buckle up, beautiful souls. I'll speak my truth. This journey is about to get real. They say the black sheep of the family is the one who dares to be different, the one questions, the one who refuses to follow blindly. And today, I want to embrace this subject that so many of us can relate to. So if this resonates in your spirit, or if you are a cross watcher and you know someone, family, or friend, you are welcomed in this space to listen and learn. For too long, especially in our community, we have been told there's only one way to be, one way to think, one way to live, one way to love, one way to heal, one way to succeed. Black Sheep is for those of us who know there's magic in marching to the beat of our own drums. It's for those who felt pushed aside for questioning traditions that no longer serve us. It's for those seeking deeper truths beyond what we've been taught to accept. This is not just another motivational show. This isn't about quick fixes or surface level advice. This is about radical authenticity. This is about spiritual sovereignty. This is about reclaiming narratives that have been taken from us and creating new ones that truly reflect who we are. In each episode, we'll explore topics that matter, from nourishing relationships to dismantling systems that harm us. We'll share perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and encourage you to embrace your inner black sheep. And most importantly, we'll create a community where being different isn't just accepted, it's celebrated in today's modern world. Now, before we begin our first official topic, I want to share something personal with you, something that led me to create this space. For a long time, I tried to fit in. I ignored my intuition. I followed the path laid out for me: education, career, relationships, all according to someone else's blueprint. But the universe has a way of bringing you back to yourself, doesn't it? Fit in my family and my Christian community because the divine, God created us to live truth, the purpose He has designed for us. I remember sitting in that moment of realization, hearing my inner voice saying, change is necessary. And something inside me said, I have to protect and take care of myself. With a reflective pause, we can spend a lifetime trying to please everyone, trying to fit into spaces that were never designed for you. And for what? For conditional acceptance? For a false sense of security? I made a promise to myself: no more. No more dimming my light. No more ignoring what my soul was screaming for. No more living according to someone else's limited vision of what my life should be. The journey wasn't easy. When you walk in your truth, you quickly discover who was in love with your mask. Family members questioned me. Friends drifted away. Colleagues became uncomfortable. I was met with challenges and oppositions. One day, I finally got clarity. People would be like, why you always gotta be so different? Because normal, and honestly, is defined by everyone. All of us are different beings in the same energy. That's when I truly embraced Black Sheep. When I realized that what others called rebellion, I called liberation. What others called difficult, I called discerning. What others called too much, I called finally enough. Today, in our modern society, we're talking about something fundamental to our journey as Black Sheep: spiritual sovereignty, and our identity. Let's keep it 100 facts. Spirituality is personal. Your connection to the divine is personal. To your ancestors is personal. To your purpose and your journey belongs to you, and only you have the right to define what's yours. No one can define it for you. No one can package it and sell it back to you. But in today's world, that's exactly what is happening, isn't it? Society, mediocrity, etc. Now, I'm not saying that we can't learn from each other's cultural exchange when done with respect and proper acknowledgement can be beautiful. But there's a difference between appreciation and appropriation, and that difference matters. So, how do we navigate this new landscape in a world where you can be marginalized, stigmatized, bullied for not being in agreement with people of different political views, social norms, socioeconomic status, cultural, race, religious aspects and biases and relationships in a seemingly narcissistic society? How do we honor our desire to explore different spiritual paths while not practicing in the erasure of their origins? This is part of the colonial wound we're all working to heal, to move through and move beyond in this modern world we live in. There's an old saying, you don't know where you're going until you know where you come from. And yet there's also a truth that sometimes we have to leave parts of the past behind in order to create space for reciprocity, to plant hope that our accomplishments are not in vain, because you can be successfully wrong, chasing achievements, stacking wins, and still wake up one day asking yourself, what am I doing? Why did I even do all of this? I'm not happy. Now, I have a few questions for self reflection. What does happiness look like to you? Who were you? And what did you love to do in your adolescent years? Were you left handed or right handed? Or were you forced to switch? Think about that for a moment. If you were naturally left handed but made to write with your right, you were taught, subtly or directly, that right handedness was more dominant, more correct. That's just one example of how deep this analysis can go, all the way to the soul. And when it hits the soul, it resonates across the soul tribe. I've created a series of reflection questions I want you to truly sit with. Feel free to pause this recording at any point. Now, I have shared some of my thoughts on this topic, but this show isn't just about my perspective. Black Sheep is about community. It's about collective wisdom. So I want to share some wisdom that has guided me in my journey and all of my experiences, which I am sure may relate. As we come to a close on our first episode, I want to thank you all for being here, for willing to question, to reflect, to grow, for being willing to embrace your inner black sheep, authentic self, aka black sheep. Remember, when I call us black sheep, I'm not talking about isolation or rebellion for rebellion's sake. I'm talking about having the courage to question narratives that don't serve us. I'm talking about choosing authenticity over acceptance. Pause. I'm talking about creating new paradigms rather than fitting into broken ones. In a society that rewards conformity, embracing your unique path is a revolutionary act. And revolution, my friends, is exactly what we need. So, what's next for Black Sheep? In the coming episodes, we'll be diving into topics like ancestral healing, practical approaches for modern times, relationships by design, not default, and much more. In the future, I'll also be opening a live chat space, a space where the collective can come together and express their thoughts. I truly believe it will be a rewarding experience for everyone involved. If there are specific topics you'd like me to cover, or if you have questions about today's episode, leave them in the comments below. This is a co created space, and your input matters deeply to me. If this conversation resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe to make sure you don't miss future episodes. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, YouTube, Substack at LA Reine and Moi, and Facebook under Alice D. Clayton, Queen DE, Empress Queen DE, and plenty more soon to come for daily inspiration and behind the scenes content. Remember, being a black sheep isn't about being against the flock. It's about having the courage to follow your own inner guidance, even when it leads you away from the crowd. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your commitment to living authentically. Until next time, keep growing, glowing, and shining bright. This has been Black Sheep with Queen D. I love you, collective. Thank you for your support, past and present.